Unlock your child's potential at SV High School, where learning meets excellence. Enroll now.
Taste Daily. Taste the Daily. Summer holidays vandachu, நம்ம GT Holidays vandachu. GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
We've enjoyed 3 fantastic races this afternoon in Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe 2025 here at Circuito Ricardo Tormo in Valencia. But we've still got one more race to go. The 4th race of the day. It is the 2nd race of the day for the club division, round 6 of the championship. And if you were watching earlier, you would have seen Philip Wills winning from pole position. He had a fairly quiet race. Not so much can be said for Angelo Fontana. He had originally qualified in pole position. He had been disqualified from qualifying due to a technical infringement and had to fight his way through the pack. The last time we spoke, Angelo Fontana had recorded a 6th place finish in his S1 racing car, having fought his way through the pack. But since then, the stewards have got involved. We did see him making contact with Karsten Kramer, and they have awarded Angelo Fontana a 10-second time penalty from the previous race. He's got it all to do in this race again as well, because he's going to be starting from the back, having been disqualified from qualifying this morning. It looked so hopeful when he started today, but again, starting the 2nd race from stone last. It's exactly what Philippe Wills did last weekend. Position in this race today, this afternoon as well, the 2nd race of the day in the club division. So a lot of work to do for Angelo Fontana. I say start in pole position. I'm just seeing on my timer screen Andre Fernandez being shown as pole position. So I beg your pardon there. Philip Wills was starting on the front row. Andre Fernandez starting in pole position. He had a lively qualifying. We saw him pointing in the wrong direction at the end of the qualifying session, having spun out. Was looking good for potentially a pole position in the first race, but lost it in the final corner. Andre, who's not feeling 100% this weekend, but clearly doing a good job. So correct that. It is Fernandez who starts in pole position for this race. Philip Wills will be starting alongside him on the front row. Reinhold Kran and Alexander Dobek will start on the 2nd row. Both of them, they have been very, very quick, and they were both looking spectacular in the previous race. Both of them looking like they'd won a race with the celebrations at the end of that. And a win is not out of the question. 2nd row, a good position to potentially move forwards. It's looking good to be another entertaining race. Hopefully this one we can finish under green flag conditions. In the GT4 category, Patrick Cunha starts in 12th position, so he's the leading GT4 runner. Jorge Rodriguez is the other of the GT4 cars. He starts in 15th position. All of the cars, apart from those two, are, of course, the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup cars based on the 992 generation. And then we have the 2 Porsche Cayman GT4 RS Club Sports who are fighting for the GT4 Championship. And it's all part of the wonderful Porsche pyramid where they take drivers as customers and motorsport driving events like the driving school, the Porsche driving school, and other club sport events. Then we have events such as this, the One Make series that are contested with 911 GT3 Cup cars. We've got the Sprint Challenges, the Carrera Cups, the Mobile One Super Cup, various GT3 challenges. Next up on the pyramid, we see cars in IMSA, in the World Endurance Championship. Then the top of the pyramid, the hypercar, the LMP1. They are the creme de la creme. And we see drivers coming through the ranks. We've seen it so many times in the past. We're seeing it at the moment. The brother of the driver that has just won once again in the the main division, the sport division of Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe. Flint Scheuring, his brother Maurice Scheuring, of course, went on to win Le Mans 24-hour race, the GT3 category, and is going to be starting in DTM this year. We've seen Bastian Boos coming through the Porsche pyramid as a Porsche junior. Thomas Preining, a DTM champion, he has come through on the Porsche pyramid. It's a great structure that Porsche have, and it promotes talent. It brings people from grassroots level and brings them up through the ranks, and we've seen that young drivers from 16 years old upwards, and we've seen it already in the sport division today. Now it's the turn of the drivers who are perhaps a little older, the AM category, the drivers who are 40 years plus. They have no professional motor racing background, but very much racers in their own right. Very, very quick, and they entertain us as well. And the AM category is the main category that we're going to be watching in this race, apart from the two GT4 drivers. And it will be guaranteed entertainment all the way. And one of the big talking points is going to be Angelo Fontana as he tries to work his way up through the pack. Andre Fernandez and Philip Wills on the front row. That's going to be a very interesting drag race into turn one. Piers Pry is down on the grid. It's his final grid walk of the day. Over to you, Piers.
Hey, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it, Brian? But yes, we're here for the final grid walk of the Valencia weekend. Ricardo Tormo here, round 6 of the club division. And as you mentioned just a moment ago, Andre Fernandez on pole. It's been a dramatic day for pretty much everyone at the front of the field in the club division. Andre, of course, causing a red flag in qualifying, losing his fastest lap, but his second fastest lap fast enough for a pole in this race. Can I jump in and have a quick word, Andre? Andre, you've had a busy weekend so far, haven't you? But starting in the best possible position for the last race of the day, what are you planning to do in this one?
I plan to finish the race clear, and get P1 at least, or maybe just be up in the end, and clean the race, and let's see, and finish the Saturday on top. I don't know. Let's try.
Andre, good luck in this. I'll let our race director come and have a word to make sure that the rolling starts are absolutely perfect. Of course, we had a couple of issues with the rolling starts at our first round in Portsmouth. They were a little bit better in Estoril, but that's we want to make sure that the race starts safely, cleanly, and everything goes well. Outside of the front row, our championship leader, Philip Wills, he is starting in second place in that yellow highlighted car, not to be confused with the driver directly behind him, which is the Hideka racing car of Alexander Dobic, who took his first podium in the race earlier on today. Reinhold Kran starting in third place inside of the second row. We grabbed a word with Reinhold before that previous race, so we'll wander on past him. They are flapping the doors to get as much cool air in the cars as possible. You can definitely feel the heat in the cars. When I put my hand in and interview these drivers, you can feel the warmth radiating from the brakes, the engine. Of course, these are full racing machines. There's no insulation or anything of that kind in these cars. When I grab a word with one of our drivers in a moment, we'll maybe have a look inside the car and see what it actually is like. But they're quite hostile environments, actually, very noisy, very hot in the cars, which is part of the challenge, I suppose, of being a racing driver. Eric Wagner on the outside of row number 4. He's starting 8th position. 7th alongside him, Carsten Kremer. He is for the K Kremer Racing team. We saw him getting involved in the racing there. Let's grab a word with David Harrison in the number 151. He's starting in 9th place inside the top 10. It's been a good weekend for him so far. Can I jump in? Yeah, sure. Is that all right? Harry, inside the top 10 once again. It's looked like it was good fun out there in the first one. What can you do in this one?
Try a bit harder. Better lap times, string it all together. Yeah, and try to work a bit harder to stay with the guys in front.
Yes. Not much to do then?
No, not much.
Not alongside driving the car and anything like that?
Yeah, no, exactly. Not much to do, but that's what you're here for, right? So work hard, try hard.
Absolutely. If we're okay, we'd like to poke the camera in and show what everyone what it looks like inside. You can see you've got basically roll cages, you've got restraints for the arms and everything inside the cars, and the Porsche dash, which is very, very snazzy, I must say indeed. But yeah, that's what the drivers have got to work with. Yeah, exactly. Sort of very visceral environment in the cars. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you at home watching would love to be behind the wheel of one of these, as would I, but hey, we have the pleasure of watching and listening to them because they do sound excellent. Vasquez on the outside here. He's in Tobias Vasquez Garcia in 11th place. Patrick Kuna, our winner in the GT4s in that previous race earlier on today, starting in 12th overall. Ernst Indebitsin in 3rd of row number 7, and then Ajith Kumar. I'll grab a word with Ajith because we got cut short in that previous one because I had to leave the grid. I think we're a bit earlier this time. Ajith,
how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for asking. I don't often get asked how I am when I've got the microphones. I appreciate that. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Extremely happy with my progress. But a big hello to all motorsport lovers, both back home and in Europe and world over, following this series. It's a wonderful series to be a part of.
Amazing. I came over because partly to apologise. We got cut a little bit short that last time. I was told I had to leave the grid. How was the first race for you, and what can you do in this one?
Now trying to get to battle with the pack ahead. I mean, initially just trying to put some decent lap times, and now starting to push my race pace, and hopefully by the end of this year try and be somewhere mid-pack or in the front order.
Absolutely, and we've seen progress from yourself this season already. You've definitely moved forward in the grid.
Thank you so much, and a big thanks to Team Redant, Matthew, my teammate. They've been very helpful in every way possible, and to everyone in the series. I mean, they've been so welcoming. So, I mean, really appreciate their help.
Ajith, good luck in the race. Thank you very much for taking time to chat to us. We'll leave you for your preparations. Of course, Ajith racing for Red Ant, racing with Ajith Kumar racing, of course, in the GT4 in that previous race. He is starting in 15th place. 16th on the outside of row number 8 is Michael I'm going to get this wrong. Michael McInerney, he's a new driver to this series. We haven't actually had a chance to catch up with him quite yet. I don't know if we've got time. I think we'd better leave the grid now, otherwise I'm going to get told off once again. So for the final time this weekend, Brian, over to you. Club Division race coming right up.
Thank you so much, Piers. Great job. McInerney, I've been practicing that one as well. And like the Ajith Kumar fans need any encouragement to spam the chat. Really good to have them here. I know that Ajith brings an awful lot of new fans to Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe, some who have not actually witnessed motor racing before, and you are very welcome. We hope you are going to love what you see and become addicts like the rest of us are. We're all petrol heads around here. We love the racing, and Porsche Sprint Challenge provides us with absolutely spectacular racing. The tension once again begins to rise as the cars are on the grid. We're fairly optimistic that the rain will hold off. It has been there or thereabouts, threatening all day long, but at the moment it's looking dry. The track looks dry, and we are getting ready for what will be a rolling start. So once again, unlike the Sport Division, which was a standing start, this will be a rolling start. The cars will come out of the final corner, turn 14. In theory, side by side, they are required to pass through their grid boxes to receive the green light, and then it will be 30 minutes plus 1 lap of racing. And it will be a drag race into the first corner. Andre Fernandez and Philip Wills. Philip Wills with a fairly healthy championship lead. And he was leading Angelo Fontana by 26 points coming into this weekend, and Fontana's misfortunes and a win from pole position for Philip Wills will have not done that any harm at all. Third place, Javier Ripoll Jr., of course, is not here this weekend, so there will be no points scored by him. So certainly Philip Wills doing his championship hopes no harm whatsoever. Right, safety car is rolling. We are on the rolling lap for this, the final race of the afternoon, and Andre Fernandez will once again be on a pole position with Philip Wills alongside him. Reinhold Kran and Alexander Domek will occupy row 2. Behind them, Jan Jaap van Roon. He was in the battles in the previous race, as was Lee Mole from P6. Then it's Karsten Kramer with Eric Wagner for company. Ninth on the grid, David Harrison having a great weekend, his best of the year by some distance. He has Corrado Costa for company. Tobias Vasquez Garcia is alongside the pole sitter in the GT4 race, Patrick Cunard, P12, very good in that car. And they are ahead of Ernst Instebitsen and Ajith Kumar. Then Jorge Rodriguez, the other of the GT4 runners, has Michael McInerney for company in P16. 17th, Marabi Mekvabishvili. He made good progress in the last race to come through the pack. Tobias Weidner is 18th, and Angelo Fontana, having been disqualified from qualifying with all the hard work to do again, this time he will be very eager to not attract the attention of the stewards. And whilst we're talking about the attention of the stewards, you'd need a piece of toilet paper to list the number of drivers who picked up penalties for track limit infringements in the last race in the sport division. The stewards got very, very heavily involved. We're sincerely hoping that won't be the case here, that the drivers keep it within the limits that have been specified and that we don't have races decided in the stewards box. I know the drivers have been reminded of this. We want to see good, fair racing, and let's hope that track limits are kept off the agenda sheet, let's put it that way, and that the drivers don't start picking up penalties. For Philip Wills, he'll have the championship very much in mind. Andre Fernandez, well, he's fighting back up through the points, but Wills really does have a healthy lead. Reinhold Kran and Alexander Dobic, they are going for glory. You just know it. They want the top step of the podium, and they're going to be gunning for that. We're into turn 13, around to turn 14 in just a few moments. Then the cars will appear out on the pit straight. What a majestic sight. A full field of Porsche 911 and GT4 and GT3 cars all together, ready to start this race. It will be 30 minutes plus 1 lap of racing ahead of us. And it will be Andre Fernandez who leads them across the line, but will he lead them out of turn 1? We are about to find out as round 6 of Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe Club Division gets ready to go. The clock is ticking, the cars fan out, and they head along the straight. Fernandez looks to have his nose in front. Important for Wills, he doesn't get into trouble. He's got a championship to think of here. Fernandez leading the way into turn 1. A nice clean start from everybody. Couple of cars going wide in turn 1. Now flat out into turn 2. Then the heavy braking on the inside. Reinhold Kran looks like he's got that second place fairly well sewn up at the moment. Positions to be lost and gained on this opening lap. But Andre Fernandez, he has checked out in the lead of this race. Reinhold Kran into second place. Alexander Dobic also there as well, and that's Ajith Kumar, who is pointing in the wrong direction. Also Tobias Weidner as well. So Ajith Kumar has had a spin. There's been contact in that corner, the driver that we heard of on the grid at the beginning, and that's in at turns 5. We've got that happening. Also there in the wars, Michael McInerney. So few drivers not making it around the first lap. Now let's hope that Ajith Kumar can rejoin this race and continue. But clearly he has been in the wars, and he is going to have to rejoin at the back of the pack if he can get going. Rest of the cars continuing at the front. Andre Fernandez leading, Reinhold Kran, Philip Wills dropping back into third place. Alexander Dobic there as well. The rest of them just filing through. There's Angelo Fontana, who's just fighting his way back up from the very back of the pack. We'll see how far he's made it when they cross the start-finish line. We get an official reader. I think he has passed about 3 cars. So he started 19th, out across the line they come. I reckon he's going to be about 16th, 15th, 16th, something like that from the absolute back of the pack. The cars now crossing the line and registering their times. 15th it is for Angelo Fontana. So starting to make his progress from the very, very back. Now, I don't know where. Now, I can see Ajith Kumar is moving. So all the people that are watching in India, he is back on track. He's around at turn 13 at the moment. So hopefully he'll be able to continue in this race, albeit in last place. The other end of the pack, Andre Fernandez with a 1 second lead over Reinhold Kran. Philip Wills Thinking of the bigger picture, I expect, with Alexander Dobic behind there. Keep an eye on Karsten Kreimer as well. He is in 5th place ahead of Jan Jaap van Roon. But Karsten Kreimer in that 5th place was looking very eager, but coming under pressure behind. That is Jan Jaap van Roon. And once again, Tobias Vasquez Garcia proving how quick he is in 7th place. Behind him is Lee Mole in 8th, then Eric Wagner in 9th, David Harrison rounding out the top 10. So pleased to say Ajith Kumar has not peeled off into the pit, so he is still out on track. So he continues in this race. Probably not going to finish on the podium as we ride on board with Philip Wills. You can see the view on board. You can see how hard he is having to work. Thinking of the bigger picture, we have 26 3/4 minutes plus 1 lap of this race. Important that you've got rubber and grip at the end as Tobias Vasquez Garcia muscles his way past at Jan Jaap van Roon. So that will be for 6th place. Out along the pit straight we come once again, at a gap of nearly 2 seconds between 1st and 2nd. Andre Fernandez certainly wanting to make up for lost time after what for him was a disappointing first race. I mean, a P4, pretty good by any standards, but he was hoping for a podium on that one. He's certainly in a good position now to do that. Reinhold Kran and Alexander Dobic with Philip Wills in there as well. They are continuing their battle from the previous race. And Philip Wills we're on board with again on the left-hand side of your screen as he looks on. In 14th place, Patrick Cunha has Jorge Rodriguez just behind him. So the GT4 race very much alive and kicking as well. So everybody keeping it all together now on this lap in round 6. We've got no other major changes. Angelo Fontana up to P12. So he's worked his way past Patrick Cunha, Marabi Mekbabishvili and Jorge Rodriguez. So he continues his march forwards. Now Philip Wills starting to think about 2nd place. So he puts the pressure onto Reinhold Kran, just showing himself in the mirrors. Not a challenge at the moment, but maybe just pushing Reinhold Kran, forcing him to push a little harder than he might want to maybe use up a little bit of rubber, to maybe make a bit of a mistake. Just keeping that pressure on. Out onto the pit straight. Here comes our race leader once again, Andre Fernandez. The gap of 1.9 seconds is now up to 2.8. So Fernandez really showing some incredible pace. The fastest lap of the race as confirmed by the pink graphic on your screen. Reinhold Kran, no such comfort. He's got Philip Wills breathing down his neck. Those are the podium positions at the moment. Alexander Dobic has now come under pressure and been passed by Tobias Vasquez Garcia. So Vasquez Garcia up into 4th place. He has proven how quick he is all day long. He's a driver who races almost exclusively at the Nürburgring and on the Nordschleife. So this is a very different discipline from him, but is certainly transferring his skills well as he moves up into 4th place, relegating Alexander Dobic down into 5th. Angelo Fontana up to P12 from absolute stone last. Philip Wills still putting the pressure onto Reinhold Kran. He's got 24 minutes to do something about it and to chase after Andre Fernandez. But at the risk of repeating myself, Philip Wills cannot afford a non-finish here. The championship lead that he enjoys is not massive, and a DNF would change that completely. And look who's rushing to join them. Tobias Vasquez Garcia in that 4th place. By my reckoning, looking pretty good to be challenging for the podium positions. The fight for 2nd place is now a 3-car battle because Vasquez Garcia has rushed to join them. So you have Reinhold Kran, Philip Wills, Tobias Vasquez Garcia and Alexander Dobic also in there as well. Just checking for any track limit infringements. Nothing at the moment, so that's good news. But Reinhold Kran driving very much distracted with the bright yellow and black car behind him of Philip Wills. The championship leader does not want to take risks, but needs every point he can get because it'll be this time next week at Circuit de Catalunya in Barcelona that the champion will be crowned, and he wants his name to be the one that is on that trophy. Tobias Vasquez Garcia wants the silverware. He'll probably be thinking a lot less about championship points and more about getting on the podium, and Philip Wills will be aware of that. Reinhold Kran in the championship hunt as well, with Javier Ripoll Jr. not being here. Reinhold Kran will be moving up in the championship standings, taking a very different line through the corner. Into turn 8 they come, on board with Philip Wills, getting nice and close, not too close. Doesn't want to make contact. Reinhold Kran, though, occupying the racing line, just making that Porsche as wide as he needs to. Philip Wills wants to try and get past, but in so doing doesn't want to open the door to Tobias Vasquez Garcia. If he challenges on the outside and leaves a gap and it doesn't stick, then he's going to lose a position. We had a brief yellow flag for a moment. That has now gone back in, so clearly somebody has had a moment. I think it might have been Michael McInerney, who is quite a long way back. So there was a contact from Angelo Fontana on Corrado Costa, and that is something that might well have attracted the attention of the steward. So Corrado Costa feeling the full force of Angelo Fontana. Costa down in 14th place, and let's have another look here, see what happened. Angelo Fontana to Corrado Costa, and that is something that might well have attracted the attention of the steward. So Corrado Costa lose the back end. Fontana will be hoping very much that the stewards don't get involved for the second race running. He's in 12th place at the moment. Remember, he picked up a 10-second time penalty in the previous race today. He does not need that. He is second in the championship at the moment, but his main rival, Philip Wills, in third place. Reinhold Kran just ahead of him, but Tobias Vasquez Garcia looking to ruin their party as he closes on Philip Wills. The three cars running very much as one. This is the fight for second place. Meanwhile, Andre Fernandez has checked out, 3.69 seconds up ahead. He's up at turn 12 at the moment. The rest of the cars fighting over second. Kran, Wills, Vasquez Garcia, Alexander Dobic running together. Then a gap back to Carsten Kramer. There is second place, Reinhold Kran, taking a deeper line into the corner. That is a gap. Philip Wills plunges into that gap, but has to back out of it. Out onto the pit straight they come once again. A little bit of weaving from Philip Wills. Is he going to try and line him up into turn 1? We've got a yellow flag out on turn 11 and 12. To the inside, Philip Wills has a little look, ducks back into line, doesn't allow Tobias Vasquez Garcia to take any position away. The yellow flag has now just cleared on turns 11 and 12. Now look at this. Tobias Vasquez Garcia on Philip Wills. He fancies finding a route past the championship leader. This is the last of the podium. Doesn't allow Tobias Vasquez Garcia to take. Vasquez Garcia in fourth place at the moment in the gold and black car. Just keeping it tidy. In the background, Alexander Dobic has just dropped back a little, but as I say that, he now just suddenly closes in, and that was the problem. We've got a full course yellow because Eric Wagner is into the barrier. It doesn't look as though it's going to be anything too major to get him moved, but full course yellow means everybody has to reduce their speed to 80 kilometers an hour. Now, in theory, the gaps should remain the same as everybody lifts off at the same time. So Andre Fernandez should be able to protect his gap of 3.892 seconds. But as we have often seen this season, a safety car may well be deployed. And in fact, it is. The safety car is out. So all the gaps will close up, and all that hard work Andre Fernandez is going to be for nothing in terms of the gap, because everybody is going to be on his tail. We've got a replay of what might have occurred here. So let's have a look on board with Andre Fontana onto the inside of the 24 car, Corrado Costa. There was a gap, he backed out of it, and this is the problem. When you're starting so far back, you're going to be involved in all of this drama. Now there's a gap again on the inside of Corrado Costa, and that is where Costa went spinning. And certainly you get the feeling Fontana would argue that he had that and that Costa shut the door on him, and that is why he went spinning. There is the safety car that is out on track, so he will pick up the leader, Andre Fernandez, and that lovely gap that he built up will reduce to nothing. He will still have the lead, of course, but he now will be vulnerable to Reinhold Kran, Philip Wills, and Tobias Vasquez Garcia behind. And I have to say, Vasquez Garcia has been looking, of that lot, possibly the quickest, with the exception of Andre Fernandez, who really has the Veloso Motorsport Porsche very dialed in. As long as he's got the rubber to fight, attack and defend in the 917 car. Looking like he's in the box seats at the moment, but still plenty of time to go in this race. 17 minutes and 10 seconds. Safety car out on track at the moment, but I don't think it's going to be for very long. I think we're going to be back under green flag conditions before too long. The driver's weaving to keep the heat into the tyres. As soon as you reduce it down to 80 kilometers an hour, the temperature starts to drop. The pressures start to go down as well. So the driver's working hard, not just tootling around, killing time. They're keeping the cars in the window. Right, safety car is in on this lap. So in a few moments, the lights will go out on the safety car. Andre Fernandez will become the de facto safety car. He will control the pace of the field. He will want to back them up so that he doesn't catch the safety car, and then he will want to be accelerating. He'll want to catch Reinhold Kran napping if he can. He'll want Kran to be on the brake at about the same time that he's hitting the accelerator, thereby opening up a gap at the front. Kran will see this as an opportunity, as indeed will Philip Wills, to try and jump those two cars in front and get into the lead of this race. But keep an eye on Tobias Vasquez Garcia in that fourth place. Lights are off on the safety car. That's your confirmation. Keep an eye on Garcia in that fourth place, because I get the feeling he is not done yet. Angelo Fontana there as well. No doubt under investigation, but perhaps in a slightly safer territory than he was in the previous round. Right, Fernandez now has control of the race. His only rule, he must not catch the safety car. It's his decision when to hit the accelerator. Looks like he has hit that accelerator. He's done well out of turn 14. Reinhold Kran not close enough to challenge into turn 1, but Philip Wills thinks he is close enough to challenge for that second place. To the inside of the 233 car goes Philip Wills, giving him the squeeze on the exit of turn 1. It's all going to be decided on turn 2. Wills has the faster line, under braking. Wills is up into second place. Reinhold Kran now under pressure from Tobias Vasquez Garcia as well, who relegates Kran yet another position. Alexander Dobic is going to try and do exactly the same. So Reinhold Kran, having been running in second place for so long, as the race reaches the second half, now being shuffled down the order. The rest of the cars coming through. A little puff of smoke. I think that was Philip Wills, who might have had a little lock up into the corner. We've got a yellow flag at turn 5, so somebody's had a bit of drama there. But Philip Wills under pressure from Tobias Vasquez Garcia. It's a brave man who stands in the way of 1-2-1 at the moment, because he is a man on a mission, and Philip Wills may well find himself shuffled back down the order. It's Ajith Kumar. He's into the gravel trap, I'm afraid. So Ajith Kumar, we believe, is into the gravel trap. That is going to bring out a full course yellow. So Ajith Kumar bringing out another caution here with 14 minutes plus 1 lap remaining. So I don't know where that is. That is out on turn 4 and 5, I think, that Kumar is. So once again, full course yellow. And I think we may well find the safety car coming out. In fact, out between turns 11 and 12, that Ajith Kumar is into the gravel trap. So everything slows back down to 80 kilometers an hour, and safety car now rejoins the track. So a fairly disjointed race. But in all of that, Reinhold Kran has been the one who has lost out in that restart. He has been moved down the order. Philip Wills finding the route past. Now, how much of a risk is Philip Wills going to take to get to the front of this race? And if he does challenge Andre Fernandez when this gets going, will Tobias Vasquez Garcia see this as his big opportunity to get into second place? Angelo Fontana, who came into today, I would remind you, second in the championship, he's made it up to 9th from the back, so he's in the points. If things finish as they are now, we've got a red flag, so the race is being stopped. So the clock will stop, so clearly there may well be further issues with Ajith Kumar, It may be that there's damage to the barrier. If that is the case, we might need some barrier repairs. So there's a car pointing in the wrong direction, may well have been involved in that as well. That's Michael McInerney. You can see there's a fair bit of damage, and there is Ajith Kumar's car. So he is in the gravel trap. So the stewards have decided to throw a red flag. Let's have a look here. Kumar, McInerney getting together, and a rollover. Ajith Kumar rolling the car, and that is high drama indeed. So the two cars getting together, and Ajith Kumar's car doing a complete rollover. He lands back on his wheels. Well, that explains why we've got a red flag. The cars are built very safely, so no need to worry there. But the stewards will want to, and the medical crew will want to just make sure that Ajith Kumar is all well. A rollover, you don't often see those in Porsche Cup racing, but getting together with Michael McInerney and a big flip for Ajith Kumar. That is why the clock has stopped. That is why we have a red flag. The cars will be brought back probably into the pit lane. And we're pleased to say that Ajith Kumar is out of the car. So good news for all of his supporters. And there are many, many Ajith Kumar supporters. I know that many thousands who are watching this and supporting their man. So he is out of the car, and he will just go to the medical centre for a checkup. But the two cars just getting together, I would say very much a racing incident. But that has brought out the red flag. So Ajith Kumar, he's all good. He's out of the car, so no panicking there. But certainly his race has come to a premature end. And that is also the case for Michael McInerney. A lot of damage on that car as well. The cars will be brought back into the pit lane. We'll bring on the Potter's wheel and wait for news on when we can get this restarted. And of course, it's very difficult for the drivers. Of course, you've been building yourself up all day. You've got the adrenaline running. You've been trying to get the nutrition and the hydration. And you're suddenly in the rhythm, and then the red flag comes out, and you've got to come back to a stop. And it looks like they're going to they're going to go back into the pit lane. So you have to come back to a stop, and suddenly you've got all that adrenaline pumping, and all the rhythm has gone. Right, well, that, I believe, is Michael McInerney going back on the moped, going back to the pit. So good to know that he's all okay as well. And just to repeat, yes, we have had a rollover involving Ajith Kumar, but he is out of the car, just going for a checkup at the medical centre. The car probably going to need more than a checkup to have that one ready for next weekend at the Circuit de Catalunya. And Ajith, no doubt, will be back in Barcelona next weekend for another 2 races in Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe, the club division. You can see the cars are now lining up at the end of the pit lane. There's not a lot of work that can be done on the cars by the crews. Drivers can get out, take a comfort break. We all need one of those once in a while. So they will line up there. Of course, the tyres and everything will cool down once again. And the drivers will then have to use the lap out of the pits to get them back up into operating window. The clock has stopped at 12 minutes and 58 seconds. So we should see that clock start ticking again once the cars are rolling. We have confirmation that the race will resume. So there will be a resumption at some point or the other. But we'll get any news that we can prior to that. I believe that Piers is down there and is going to try and have a chat to a few people as well, just to give everybody a break. 5:10 local time is the anticipated restart. So I don't think he's going to have much time to get a chat, because that is at about 3.5 minutes, I think. So I think Piers is down there, but I don't think he's going to have very long. I can see him there. Hi, Piers. I'm waving at you. You should be waving at me, really. So he stood there at the end of the pit lane. Right. Oh, thank you for the wave. Right. Over to you, Piers. What you got for us?
Cheers, Brian. Yeah, I thought we've got a couple of minutes, so I'll get some mid-race reaction from the drivers. Philip Wills, a brilliant move to get up in second place. He's currently having a word with his driver coach. Can I jump and have a quick word, Tobias? Can we have a quick chat? Quick moment? Tobias, a good race so far up to third place. It's going to be a short end to the race. What can you do?
Yeah, I'm hoping the speed is it's longer there at me, and I hope I can gain 1 or 2 positions.
1 or 2 would mean the win.
Yeah, for sure. I'm here to win.
How is it out there on circuit? What's it like to race so close?
Please?
It's very close out on circuit. You know, it's the racing must be good fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's such a great racetrack, and my colleagues forward are so cool. Yeah, it's great racing here.
Brilliant. Well, we'll see how you get on, Tobias. That's brilliant to chat to Tobias. Reinhold Kran was in second place at the start of the race. Brilliant racing, but just got shuffled down a couple of positions. Alexander Dobik still looming large. This is going to bring everyone together, of course, nose to tail during the race. I think we've got, how long have we got left? A couple minutes. So we'll grab a word with one more driver. Let's wander on further down the grid. Let's grab a word with Angelo Fontana, who was our pole-sitting driver, but then unfortunately, of course, having to start both races at the back of the grid after an unfortunate issue with the car. Are we allowed to grab a quick word with Angelo? Well, I'll let him talk to the engineers just for 1 moment, finish what he wants to talk about, and then I'll jump in if he's happy to have a chat. Are we happy to have a chat, Angelo? Angelo, of course, unfortunate starting down the back of the grid after what was a strong qualifying, but you're making a lot of moves out there. It looks good fun.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to come forward, but so many cars this time, not like Estoril.
not like Estoril, but you've got, of course, another red flag, a short end to the race, but it's brought everyone close together again. Can we see you move further forward?
Yeah, and I have an opportunity to get to the podium, I think.
Well, you heard it here first. Angelo, we look forward to that. Angelo Fontana reckoning he gets an opportunity at a podium here. I think it's probably time I hand back up to Brian so that I don't get run over very shortly.
Thank you, Piers. Yeah, David, please. That would be very, very embarrassing. Yes, well, some great stuff there. So Angelo Fontana thinks he can get it on the podium. Well, he's in a good position, and I said it last time, I say it again, sometimes you need a little bit of red mist to get you fired up to get your way through the pack. Of course, he is in what is commonly known as the carbon fibre zone at the moment, i.e. mid-pack. But if he can keep out of trouble, a podium is not out of the question. But I would say the person to watch is Tobias Vasquez Garcia. He's got his eyes on the top step of the podium. Remember, Andre Fernandez and Philip Wills have a bigger picture to think of. They've got a championship to think of. They need the points. They cannot afford a DNF. One DNF could ruin the entire season. Tobias Vasquez Garcia is here for the glory. He's here for the silverware. He will be throwing caution to the wind to try and get past. So keep an eye on the black and gold car currently in third place. The driver in that car looking to entertain us all as once again the clock ticks down and the safety car gets moving. So we're going to have a lap behind the safety car just to get the heat into the tyres and into the brakes. Andre Fernandez may feel the full force of a K. Kramer car in his rearview mirror. At the moment, the Proton Huber competition car, Philip Wills in second place, is a rear gunner. And Andre Fernandez in the very rapid Veloso Motorsport car, and they certainly prepare the cars well there. Reinhold Kran for lap time performance, he's in fourth place, and Hideko Racing in fifth place. Great to see such a wide spectrum of teams here taking part in Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe this year, certainly bringing a lot of colour and a lot of action, and really, really enjoying what they bring to us. So the race is back underway. You can see the clock is ticking, but we are behind the safety car for this lap. We'd expect the safety car to come in next time around. If you've just joined us, we had a dramatic incident where Ajith Kumar got together with Michael McInerney. We saw Ajith Kumar rolling a Porsche, something you don't see very often. It takes a lot of work to get one of those on its roof in the gravel trap. Pleased to say that all drivers are okay. It brought out a red flag. Cars had to return to the pit lane. The debris has been cleared up, and we are now back underway. Once the safety car is back into the pits, we will be back racing, and I get the feeling there's going to be a lot of drivers pushing forward. So we've got two that we've spoken to. We've got Fontana down in ninth. We've got Vasquez Garcia in third place, and all are going to be pushing forwards, looking to move up through the order. Andre Fernandez is going to be making that green Porsche the widest Porsche in the whole of Spain as he tries to hold on to that lead position. Philip Wills will be nervous. He knows his championship lead is healthy at the moment, but it won't be if he finishes this race in a gravel trap. The lights are off on the safety car. The cars are up at turn 12. We are getting ready to once again resume racing. The clock is ticking as we approach the final third of this race, the last race of the weekend. Race 6 of an 8-race season for Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe Club Division. And Andre Fernandez now has control of the pack. He backs them up. And then he hits the accelerator, does exactly what he needs to do out of turn 14 onto the pit straight. Right, here we go, in towards turn 1. Are we going to see any challenges while they're bunched up? Potentially from Tobias Vazquez Garcia. Looks to the outside of Philip Wills. He said he fancies the win of this race. Now, as long as Philip Wills is having to defend, it's allowing Andre Fernandez to break clear. Vazquez Garcia to the outside into turn 2. Philip Wills trying to put the car both on the inside and the outside line. Vazquez Garcia now under pressure from Reinhold Kran, trying to come back, having been shuffled down through the pack. Angelo Fontana there as well, challenging just a little bit further back. Still very much in the same order at the moment. Lee Mold is the driver ahead of Angelo Fontana. The single fold, the Tobias Vazquez Garcia going a little wide, bumping over the curbs. A little bit of dirt thrown up into the air. Alexander Dobik challenging Reinhold Kran for that 4th place. Andre Fernandez breaking clear while he can. Philip Wills driving with his eyes on the mirrors. He's got the 1-2-1 car all over him like the cheap suits. 1, 2, 3 running together. A challenge for position further back, and that is Karsten Kramer coming through as well. So Karsten Kramer trying to challenge for positions. Here comes our race leader, Andre Fernandez. There is Philip Wills, nothing between these drivers and cars. Angelo Fontana into 8th place at the moment. Jan-Jaap van Roon, so Fontana trying to push forward. Jan-Jaap van Roon in 7th place, just ahead of him. Fontana said he could finish on the podium. He's got 8 3/4 minutes plus 1 lap to do something about the position he is in. Out along the pit straight, we come once again in towards turn 1. Still, Andre Fernandez leading the way. He's not breaking clear of Philip Wills. It is just 0.4 of a second between 1st and 2nd place. Fontana picks off another car. He's up into 7th place. Next up the road, Alexander Dobik will be ahead of him. Fontana breaking clear of Jan-Jaap van Roon. Nemo just behind them as well, but Fontana said he could finish on the podium. Can he do it? With 8 minutes plus 1 lap remaining. We're riding on board with him at the moment. You can see how hard he is fighting, how hard he is concentrating, fighting the wheel at every corner, trying to get the number 80 S1 racing car to the end of the race in a podium position. Still Fernandez at the front, holding off Philip Wills. The leader in the GT4 category, still Patrick Cunha in 13th place, but he's got Jorge Rodriguez just behind him. We've got one eye on that as well. 7.5 minutes remaining of this race. No big changes at the moment, with the exception of Angelo Fontana pushing his way through. You can see how hard he is fighting as the back end of the car slides around the corner. Here's Philip Wills, still holding off Tobias Vazquez Garcia. In that 2nd place, Philip Wills holding on to the position. Andre Fernandez just breaking clear a little from this battle for 2nd place. Philip Wills looks as though he's struggling for grip into turn 14. The car going deep into the corner. Out along the pit straight we come once again in towards turn 1. This is tense. 7 minutes plus 1 lap remaining into turn 1. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, clear of 4th place Reinhold Kran at the moment. Then Alexander Dobik. Then Karsten Kramer, then Angelo Fontana from the back of the pack. Fontana, you just know, is going to make a challenge sometime soon. He goes to the outside. Kramer has the faster racing line covered off. The incident that we saw with Ajith Kumar to be investigated after the race. No advantage of doing it now. Angelo Fontana challenging still for position. 1-2-2. Karsten Kramer holding on to that 6th place, but for how long? Fontana knows he needs to get the points for the championship. He cannot afford to be cautious. He needs every single point that he can get. At the front, Andre Fernandez looks to be under control. Philip Wills still holding off Tobias Vasquez Garcia. Fontana to the inside. Of the corner they come, tucking back behind. That is in towards turn 10. And then round turn 11. And then towards turn 12 they will come. Still, things remaining as they are. Alexander Dobic has moved his way forwards on Carsten Kramer. Now Angelo Fontana putting the pressure on as well. He looks to the inside, then to the outside. Is there going to be a gap as they come into turn 13 and 14? Is he going to be able to find his way past that car? They're going to come out onto the pit straight. They'll want to get a good exit from this corner, then pick up a slipstream. Along past the pits they come. Here comes our race leader. But look at this fight further back. Angelo Fontana, side by side, along past the pits they come. And it's Angelo Fontana who has his nose in front in towards turn 1. Fontana moving up into 6th place. Still got another 3 places to go if he wants to get onto the podium. Meanwhile, Andre Fernandez just turning up the wick a little with 5 minutes remaining. The fastest lap of the race belongs to Andre Fernandez. He looks to have it under control. 0.8 of a second ahead of Philip Wills in 2nd place. Tobias Vasquez Garcia, has he got anything else up his sleeve? 0.3 of a second back from Philip Wills. And still, the charge from Angelo Fontana as he pushes his way forwards. We're riding on board with Philip Wills. In the graphic on the left-hand side of your screen, you can see how much he is focusing. It's allowing Andre Fernandez to break clear while he is defending as much as he can. A track limits warning has been awarded to car 56, Lee Mole, so he is under investigation by the stewards. He's had a warning. He cannot exceed track limits anymore, otherwise he will pick up a time penalty. We're looking again at the 1-2-1, the 3rd place car. He's not done yet, is he? 4 minutes and 10 seconds plus 1 lap remaining. Tobias Vasquez Garcia, he reckoned a win was not out of the question. Andre Fernandez, though, breaking clear of this battle for 2nd place. But can Tobias Vasquez Garcia move up a position on the podium? Can he relegate Philip Wills? Philip Wills needs all the points he can get. 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Here come the leaders. Here comes Andre Fernandez. The gap is up to 1.4 seconds. While Philip Wills is defending that 2nd place, it's allowing the leader to break clear. Again, a challenge to the inside, to the outside. It's turn 1, out of turn 1, up towards turn 2. Once again, absolute flat out, then heavy braking. The 2nd gear corner, a gap on the inside. Philip Wills has the momentum around the outside into turn 3. Then down towards turn 4. 3.25 minutes remaining of this race. Tobias Vasquez Garcia still looking to get that position, and that is a car going wide. That is Jorge Rodriguez going very wide out of the corner. He drops back in, but that's allowed Patrick Coonhard to break clear. It's allowed Corrado Costa to get in between him and his rival. So the GT4 race very much in favour of Patrick Coonhard once again. Coonhard in the red and white car, but now it is Corrado Costa who tries to pressure for position. Coonhard not really in a fight with the 24 car. That is a Porsche 718 Cayman against the GT3 Porsche 911. His big occupation is keeping Jorge Rodriguez behind him. And Philip Wills' big attention is on holding on to that 2nd place. Again, Tobias Vasquez Garcia in 3rd place. Angelo Fontana now the fastest man on the track with a fastest lap. But time is running out. 2 minutes and 20 seconds of this race remaining. Andre Fernandez has a comfortable gap at the front. It was 1.438 last time across the line. It's now 1.785, so he continues to stretch his legs. 2nd place may well be as far forwards as Philip Wills is going to be able to get. And it is Tobias Vasquez Garcia who will want to demote him a position further. The 2 cars running together. What else has Vasquez Garcia got up his sleeve that he can do to get past Philip Wills? You can see on board with Angelo Fontana, a view from the inside, a view from the outside. He's in 6th place. Alexander Dobic is ahead of him in 5th place. So he could catch up with him, but can he get past with 1.5 minutes remaining? A podium position now starting to look a little less likely for Angelo Fontana, but he still can pick up valuable points here. Alexander Dobic in the number 33 car just ahead of him. Dobic, who finished the last race in 3rd position on the podium, his first ever podium in this series. Now with Angelo Fontana bearing down on him. Fontana going very deep into the corner, leaving the braking as late as he dare. We're into the final minute of the race, plus 1 lap. Our race leader is up at turn 12, so I reckon we are going to get a couple more laps left of this race. Look at this for second place. Philip Wills fighting with the wheel, on board with him. He has to focus on what's in front. He can't be looking at what's behind. Into turn 13, they will come in just a few moments, and then into 14, out onto the pit straight they come once again. Is there going to be a challenge for second place? Picking up a slipstream, Angelo Fontana with another fastest lap into turn 1. Garcia looks to the inside, tucks back behind Wills. Second place remains very much as it was at the moment. Vasquez Garcia in that third place, braking late, trying to distract Philip Wills. Wills not one for making mistakes, holding it all together. Reinhold Kran in fourth place, Alexander Dobic behind him, then Angelo Fontana pushing his way through as best he can. The clock is about to strike 0. It will be what remains of this lap, plus 1 more, so about a lap and a half of this race remaining. Philip Wills is going to have to draw on everything that he has to keep it all together, to not allow Tobias Vasquez Garcia past. Vasquez Garcia, who desperately wants to move his way further up on the podium. He's in a podium position at the moment, but second place teasingly close. The race leader just ahead of them by about 2 seconds. The 1, 2, 3 flashing through your picture. There is your race leader going through the top of your picture. This is the fight for second place. Patrick Cunha about 0.2 of a second ahead of Jorge Rodriguez in the GT4 race. But our attention very much on this, the podium race. Fourth place not over yet either. We have Reinhold Kran, Alexander Dobic, Angelo Fontana from the back of the pack, putting the pressure on both of them, maybe fancying a shot at fourth place in the dying moments of this race. Out onto the pit straight we come once again to start the very last lap of the race, the last lap of the afternoon. Andre Fernandez has it all under control at the moment. He just needs to complete the final 4 kilometers of the Valencia circuit. But all the other positions very much up for grabs. Alexander Dobic just showing his nose to the side of Reinhold Kran. Angelo Fontana a little bit too far back to take advantage, but now Fontana launches his attack as Alexander Dobic attacks Reinhold Kran. Fontana will try and attack Dobic. So, second place once again. We're looking at so many battles here. It's raging on here at Circuito Ricardo Tormo in Valencia. The final lap of the race, the final lap of the afternoon in round 6 of Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe Club Division. Here comes our race leader. He just has to complete the second half of this lap and all is done and dusted. Andre Fernandez in the lead, but second place still very much up for grabs. Philip Wills goes deep into the corner. Tobias Vasquez Garcia leaving as braking as late as he dare, but still he can't get past. Wills holding on to that second place. Vasquez Garcia still in that third place behind them. Reinhold Kran, Angelo Fontana has got past Alexander Dobic. Dobic's down into 6th place, so Fontana up into 5th place. Our race leader now into the final corner. Andre Fernandez holding it all together. He started from pole position and now he rounds the final turn. He'll see the checkered flag in front of him. It will be a lights to flag victory for Andre Fernandez. Philip Wills is going to hold off Tobias Vasquez Garcia for second place. Immense pressure. Now, somebody's had a moment in the background. I just saw somebody darting off across the line, and it's Alexander Dobic. After all that hard work, into the gravel trap. Angelo Fontana into 5th place. Reinhold Kran in 4th. Then Jan Jaap van Roon promoted up to 6th, ahead of Karsten Kramer. And then Lee Mole in 8th place, Marabi Mekbabishvili from the back of the pack, and another solid drive from David Harrison rounding out the top 10. But what a shame for Alexander Dobic, losing it on the very last corner and into the gravel trap. And a win in the GT4 category because Jorge Rodriguez has beaten Patrick Cunha on the last lap of the race. Jorge Rodriguez beats Patrick Cunha across the line to take the win in the GT4 category. So clearly a very dramatic last lap for Patrick Cunha as well. We saw that Jorge Rodriguez was with him all the way, but nicking that position in the final stages of the final lap to win in the GT4 category. Drama all the way through this race. We had everything, including a red flag, safety cars, you name it, we had it. But it's Andre Fernandez who kept his nose clean, turning a pole position into a victory ahead of championship leader Philippe Wills, who's done exactly what he needed to do to extend his lead at the top of the championship. Tobias Vazquez Garcia in third place, threw everything that he had at Philippe Wills for that second place, but it wasn't going to be any better than third. Reinhold Kran, Angelo Fontana from the very back into fifth place ahead of Jan-Jaap van Roon. Karsten Kremer in seventh place ahead of Lee Mole, Marabi Mekbabishvili and David Harrison. Tobias Weidner coming home in 11th ahead of Corrado Costa, who was in the wars as well. Ernst Inderbitzen in 13th, and a win in the GT4 category for Jorge Rodriguez ahead of his main rival Patrick Cunha. Alexander Dobik recorded as 16th place, having lost it on that last corner. And then non-finishers, Michael McInerney, Ajit Kumar and Eric Wagner. What a dramatic way to finish round 6 of the season for Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe 2025. So into the pit lane they come. Boy, that was tense. Sweaty palms all around everybody. That was great racing. Fernandez just doing what he needed to do, keeping it all together, not allowing the pressure to get to him. He hasn't been feeling 100%, fighting flu-like symptoms this weekend, so really having the odds stacked against him. Had that spin this morning in qualifying, which robbed him of a potential pole position in the first race that we saw today in round 5, but made up for it in round 6, the second race of the afternoon. But Philippe Wills, who came into this weekend with a 26-point lead over Angelo Fontana, has certainly extended that in each race, with Javier Ripoll Jr. not here either. And there is Christoph Huber on the right-hand side with the glasses, the co-owner of Proton Huber competition. And we said it earlier, but say again, happy birthday, Christoph Huber. It was his birthday this week, and absolute character. There's Dylan Pereira, a superstar Porsche driver, doing the coaching. I believe he has been coaching our race winner, Andre Fernandez. Whatever he's been telling him, that's worth its weight in gold, isn't it? But it still took Andre Fernandez to do the hard work and to bring it home. You can see there, he's with Piers in the pit lane. I think Piers is about to have a word with him.
Brilliant. Yeah, what a great day for you. Andre, come this side for me, please, in front of your winning machine. Yeah. What a drive. You know, it's been a busy day for you. Drama in qualifying, you know, you had the struggles in race 1, but it all came together in race number 2.
Yeah, thank God, you know, I keep the pace and try to make the team happy, because they said, oh, you can do it, push. Dylan is telling me, no, you can do it. Okay, so I'm going to push.
Are the team happy? Are you happy? Thumbs up from the team. Thumbs up from the team.
Thumbs up, yes.
It must feel good. It must feel good to of course, close the gap a little bit in the championship to Philip.
Yeah, Philip is, you know, he got more wins than me already, you know, but let's see in Barcelona now. But he performs very well every race. It's good. It's a good championship. I like to keep it together, close.
Very close racing at this at the front end, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is very close, you know, but let's see in Barcelona now.
We look forward to seeing you there, Andre. Congratulations on a win in the club division. I'll grab Philippe Wills, our second place driver. Philippe, if it's okay to come and grab a word with you. Second place, another podium. That's a lot of podiums this season so far.
Yeah.
Championships.
It was a big fight this race, especially also 2 safety cars, restarts, and this Vasquez. He made my life difficult to keep him behind me and to defend myself. That's why I could not chase the first one anymore. It was too dangerous. And also I thought, yeah, okay, stay safe. And it's good for the points for the championship also. Absolutely. Because now, so everybody's happy. I'm also very happy because keep it all the time. Do your business, do your stuff all the time, and don't let your push up behind you or in front of you, or don't over push it, because it will not work. So that's what I did.
It was a brilliant race to watch from our point of view. You were pushed all the way. It was great fun to watch. It must have been great fun in the car.
Yeah. In the safety car restart, I found it. I learned it now very good to pick up and pass the other guy, Kran, I think, in the first corner. So it was pretty aggressively, but I think he was slowing me down, and the other one was pushing all the time. So I think I have to pass him, otherwise I will lose my podium place. Yeah. So we manage it again. So
you look like you're really enjoying this season in the championship.
Yeah, of course. It's like a holiday, and the passion and everything is nice. The environment is nice, so it's a very nice championship. I will join next year for sure.
Amazing. Philip, congratulations, another podium, extending your championship lead. We'll see you in Barcelona?
Yeah.
Of course, you need to win that championship. And our third place driver, who is Tobias Vasquez. Where is Tobias Vasquez? Where is he? Our third place driver. Where is he? I don't see him. Is he right there? Tobias? Yes, come on in. Come this side for me. Third place, a great drive. You were pushing Philip all the way.
Yeah, for sure. I hoped for the second place, but in the end, it's a podium. It was a great race from the end of the starting group, and I'm happy.
Absolutely, I can see the happiness on your face. That race looked like good fun. You were pushing Philip all the way.
Yeah, it was fun. It was so much fun, and Andre as well. The gap wasn't so big, but in the end, they were a little bit faster than me. So, congratulations to them.
Absolutely. Will we be seeing you in Barcelona for the final round?
Yeah, I will be there.
Amazing. We look forward to seeing you there. Maybe more podiums.
Yeah, for sure. I hope for.
Tobias, congratulations. That is our. When we grab a word with our winner in GT4 as well, because this time it was Jorge. It was Jorge Rodriguez. Is Jorge around? Jorge, are we happy? Are you happy for an interview, Jorge? Interview in English or Portuguese?
Portuguese.
Portuguese. Come this side for me, please. Jorge, just talk to us about the race. How was it for you?
Foi uma boa corrida, bem disputada até a última volta com o meu colega Patrick Cunha e divertimos-nos muito. Era uma corrida que servia de teste para o nosso campeonato, que é o Campeonato Ibérico GT4, e correu tudo bem. Pronto, uma vitória para cada
Congratulations, great win, and we'll see you on the podium in a second. Before we do the podium, we'll have a look back at what was a very dramatic final race this weekend in the Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe Club Division.
Thank you, Piers. Good job having a chat to all of them. And did Philip Wills just describe that as a holiday? Well, I hate to think what he does for work then. That was a hard working time. But all the drivers just showing how much they love this legendary championship. They all seem to be having an absolute ball here in Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe. Let's have a look back at round 6 of the club division in Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe. So a good solid start. So the cars under leaden sky received the green lights, and Andre Fernandez really never looked to be anything less than a race winner. He opened up a gap early on and left everybody else to fight their way through. Ajith Kumar, well, he'd been in the wars all race long. It was going to end a lot more dramatically than that. There was a little spin. The other one involved, Michael McInerney, was also going to have a dramatic end to his race, having a few moments early on as well. As is always the case, a lot of people fighting and pushing through the pack, none more so than Tobias Vasquez Garcia, who fought his way up through to challenge for the podium positions. But the driver having to come from the very back, Angelo Fontana, he has spent the entire day in traffic working hard to push his way forwards. Here, a replay of him. Corrado Costa, very up close and personal moment, and Costa turning around. There were no penalties awarded there. Costa perhaps admitting responsibility on that one, maybe. Patrick Cunha looked to have the GT4 race under control, but that was all going to change in the latter parts. But the high drama started to come. First, it was Eric Wagner who found the wall and brought out a full course yellow, and we had a bit of time behind the safety car. We did get things underway, albeit very briefly. We had a challenge from Philip Wills for second place, relegating Reinhold Kran. Kran getting hung out to dry somewhat and getting shuffled down through the pack as the rest of the cars saw the gap as well. all closed rank and sent him spiraling back down the order. He was able to come back for a 4th place, but this was the dramatic moment of the race. Contact between Michael McInerney and Ajith Kumar, and a big double rollover for Ajith Kumar. Pleased to say that he was all okay, which is more than can be said for the car, the remnants of which were towed from the gravel trap back to the garage, and Red Ant Racing will get to work on that, I have no doubt. We got back under green flag conditions, and it was a very tense 10 minutes remaining in this race. The positions really nose to tail. Andre Fernandez, though, just keeping his cool while all of that was going on. Carsten Kramer once again very much in the wars as well, and he eventually coming home in 7th place. The driver who was relegating car after car, Angelo Fontana, and here he was with Carsten Kramer. Kramer driving as defensively as he dared, but eventually Angelo Fontana was going to get past and was going to take that position away from him. Again, Corrado Costa on his return to Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe in the wars a little bit. There was the GT4 race, Patrick Cunha, but he had Jorge Rodriguez breathing down his exhaust pipe. Also breathing down the exhaust pipe, Philip Wills had Tobias Vasquez Garcia for that 2nd place, and he was really having to be as defensive as he dare. There was Jorge Rodriguez going very wide on the corner. That was the GT4 battle that was taking place. The two Porsche 718 Cayman RS Club Sport cars fighting each other for position, and out across the line they came. Eventually Jorge getting that position on the top step of the podium in the GT4 race. Fontana never gave up, did he? Andre Fernandez opened up a gap to take the win of the race. Philip Wills in 2nd place, holding off immense pressure from Tobias Vasquez Garcia for 2nd place, extending his position at the top of the championship. He's going to have to do a bit of work next weekend in Barcelona, but clearly loving it. Philip Wills certainly with one hand on the trophy in the club division. But it ain't over till it's over. And for our final podium, it's back down to Piers.
Brian, thank you so much for taking us through all of those races. We'll see you and hear your voice once again in Barcelona in just a week's time. But before then, we have our podium ceremony for the club division. And we'll start with the AM classification overall. And in 3rd place, it was the 1-2-1 from Germany. No, not Germany. From Tobias Vasquez. Tobias Vasquez, everyone! Tobias Vasquez for K. Kramer Racing. He is from Germany. Great drive from Tobias, his first podium in this championship this year. 2nd place, our championship leader, the number 912 from Belgium, Philip Wills. Great drive from Philip Wills, soaking up the pressure. Philip driving for the Proton Huber competition team. But it was eventually our winner, the number 919 from Portugal, Andre Fernandez. Andre driving for the Veloso Motorsport team, who have come out in force to support the winner of the race, and we will now have the Portuguese national anthem for Andre. Brilliant racing, and what was a dramatic final race of this event here at the Circuit Ricardo Tormo near Valencia. 3rd place, Tobias Vasquez receiving his trophy from series manager Lars Plato. 2nd place and championship leader Philip Wills continuing his run of podiums that he's racking up, and our eventual winner was not Tobias Vasquez, it was Andre Fernandez for Veloso Motorsport. Brilliant race, and we'll get everyone together for a photo on the podium. What a great drive from all 3 of these, putting on the entertainment once again. Brilliant, and you may now celebrate with the champagne, gentlemen. Congratulations. There we go, there's definitely some experienced champagne spraying there. Congratulations, well done guys. We'll see you, hopefully all, in just about a few days' time in Barcelona. Circuit de Catalunya, thank you very much. No, Andre, behave. No, guys. Right, I've managed to stay dry for now. We have one more podium to come, and that will be the GT4 classification. 2 drivers on this podium, starting in second place. It is Patrick Kumar. Second place for Patrick Kumar for Veloso Motorsport. Round of applause for Patrick. Patrick Kumar, everyone. Congratulations. And our eventual winner, great race between these two, Jorge Rodriguez. Also driving for Veloso Motorsport. Great driving from these two. You can see the camaraderie between them. And we will now have the Portuguese national anthem. Congratulations, both of our drivers, Jorge in first and Patrick Kumar in second. Patrick receiving his trophy now for second place, and the winning trophy also being handed to Jorge. So a win apiece this weekend. Hopefully we'll see some more great racing from those two next weekend. Raising the trophy aloft, and we'll now have, whoa, gentlemen, let's do the photos first, please. We can get a dry photo and we'll get the afters on the way. I can. Celebrate with champagne, gentlemen? Not today. No. Not today. We'll drink it. Oh! Patrick Kumar with the... oh, no, I'm going to get out of the way. Brilliant. I love it. I love it. You can tell these two get on really well. It's a good day to be a Portuguese fan if you are watching the club division of the Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe. Wonderful, wonderful entertainment. And if you've enjoyed that entertainment, well, guess what? We've still got a whole nother round coming up next week. The 1st of March, next weekend, is when we're back racing once again. The Circuit de Catalunya, Barcelona, of course, a Formula 1 track. Produced great racing last year. Going to have great racing again, of course, this year. We'll be seeing all the same faces, maybe even some new faces as well. Thank you, everyone at home that's watched. If you have watched and you're watching on the online, make sure to drop us a like. If you've watched on television, then thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks to the circuit, Ricardo Tormo, always a great host. The rain stayed away. It was lovely weather. Thank you to all the organisers, the marshals, everyone at the track, Alpha Live for putting on the production. And we will see you all in a week's time, 1st of March, same place, same time.
Unlock your child's potential at SV High School, where learning meets excellence. Enroll now.
Taste the daily. Summer holidays vandachu, namma GT Holidays vandachu. GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.